rather sit and sniff drugs on my ones by myself. I ain't bitter for once, I feel at home in this realm. Don't get it twisted though, I was raised to behave well. Still the only thing of late that I've been raising is hell. It's pretty lonely.
I'm Elliott Wald, hypnosis expert and addiction specialist. And here today I have my guest, Nathan Peake, one of my clients who's doing extremely well and has been doing well for a number of years. So let me introduce you to Nathan. Thanks for coming, Nathan.
Right, Elliot, how you been?
Excellent, excellent.
Good.
So Nathan, I just thought some of our viewers would like to hear your story. So tell me how your usage started.
Well, I started dabbling with like weed and stuff like that when I was younger, and got onto lots of things, but mainly cocaine from about the age.
I'm going to stop you there.
Yeah, go on.
Just for TikTok's purposes.
Yeah.
They don't like that word, so just refer to it as the packet or the bag.
Okay. Well, the bag.
Right.
So yeah, I got onto the bag, and it was. Well, I started at about 18, and it was just a weekend thing, and I'd done that, I suppose, for like every weekend for about 20 years, and then about 8-9 years ago it was just a weekend thing, and then all of a sudden it started to get to more of a Friday night, then it'd be a Saturday, and then it'd be it's a sunny day, so I'd do something on a Tuesday,
a sunny day,
then it'd be a Thursday, and then I had a business and that all went tits up, and then it just progressed from there, and basically in the end I was doing a lot all the time, and it just got out of control.
Yeah, that's a classic thing that, you know, and it's funny because some people progress really rapidly. Like they start using it within 6 months, they're a regular user, and some people took years, which is what you're saying. You did it weekends for years.
Control. I had it under control. Well, if you can have it under control.
Until you didn't.
Until I didn't. And the next thing I know, I didn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it progressed up to doing it. How regularly were you doing it at your height?
Every day.
Daily.
But then a Friday would come, I'd start 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
Finish on a Sunday night, maybe 15 bags down.
Wow.
Yeah. It was
so a whole binge.
A massive binge.
Yeah.
£800 in a session.
Right.
4 bottles of vodka down.
Wow.
Leaning up, throwing up, blood, and just like...
But still carrying on.
Just still carrying on, yeah. Not even knowing how to
Animal.
stop. Hating the whole time I was on it. Didn't even know why I fucking done it. Hated it. Right. It got to the point where where on a Friday I'd get the feeling in me I'd want it. I'd go all week. This is how, when I started working away now and then, and I'd go away on a Monday morning, and I wouldn't even come into my head.
Right.
Then on a Friday, when I'm driving back, I'd get it in my head. I'd be like, I want it. I'd start to feel sick, ill. As soon as I got back, I'd have one line, and it'd just all go away.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel ill. And then the second line, I'd feel like shit. But that was after one bag. And then I'd carry on and have about another 15 after that, feeling like shit and not.
You were all or nothing, right?
I was flat out.
Yeah.
Flat out,
but,
all or nothing.
But it's interesting because I know you obviously being one of my clients, that's your mentality in most things you do, right?
Yeah, of course.
A bit like me, you know, if you do something, if you go to the gym, you give it all. I know you pay one, you go to the gym, you train, you fight. But so when you do that, that's a passion, but you give everything.
Yeah.
And you do that with your life. You do that you do that with the bag when you're on the bag.
Oh yeah, big time. I've always been like that. Always everything or nothing. Yeah.
And did it go from being a social thing to end up using on your own?
Oh, in the end, I didn't want to socialise.
Right.
It was just me on. Yeah, it was me on, and that was it. I'd go out with a load of mates. I'd have one bag, and then I'd be like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And then I'd go back, and then when at the time I was with an ex-partner and that, she'd be like, well, you're not coming in here. And I'd go and get a hotel room for 2 days.
Right.
And just sit in the hotel room looking at my phone, not even really realising what I was doing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was awful.
Just there, scrolling away, doing lines,
flicking,
drinking.
just crap.
Yeah.
Just total shit.
You spoke about the alcohol. Was alcohol always a gateway for you, or did you use dry as well?
At the start, it was drink. At the start, no. Nothing. At the start, it was just doing bag. And it was just one of them things. And it was just a few drinks, maybe, bit of bag. But then towards the end, it was doing bag. That come first.
Yeah.
And then in the end, I could do it without.
Right.
So
you went from alcohol gateway to dry sniffing.
Yeah.
And that's a very common thread that I see with people, because the more you use, the more frequently you use, the less you require the alcohol to use the gear.
Yeah.
That's what happens, right? Yeah. And how did it start to affect your life?
In every way. when it really got out of control, I had my own business.
Yeah.
I was doing well, mate. I had ambition. I wanted to be someone, everything. In the end, I wouldn't say I had suicidal thoughts, but
Right.
I'd never, ever tried to commit suicide.
Right.
But it's all right thinking it, but actually doing it's a totally different thing.
Of course.
But yeah, I just didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Didn't care about anything. And then when I come and saw you, and I got off of it, then I started to get all my ambition back within weeks. I was thinking, right, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that.
You became yourself again.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. But the main thing with me, it was, because it's things like, it didn't split my last relationship up. The relationship was fucked anyway.
Yeah.
But it didn't help. Do you know what I mean? It made it what it was. But then I met someone new who I'm with now, and I could see I was going down the same shit road.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I'm not going to fuck this one up. So I decided, and she helped me as well, and was like, do you know what I mean? Give me a bit of support.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I mean,
that's how
that's
it changed
important
me.
because I get asked this question a lot. You know, my partner uses, my husband uses, my boyfriend uses, my girlfriend uses, my wife uses, and like, how do I help them? What do I do? And I kind of say, well, you can support them, you can encourage them, but you know, what do they do? What does your partner do?
She just told me, like, fucking, it's got to stop. She didn't know the extent of
Yeah.
when, do you know what I mean? And then when she found out, she was like, I'm not having this shit.
Yeah.
It's either that or me. And we had a few rows and stuff, and in the end, do you know what I mean? You realise what you got. You don't realise what you got until it's gone, do you?
Yeah, so that was-
once it's gone, you start thinking to yourself, fuck me, I've really got to sort my shit out.
Yeah.
And that's how it was for
So
me.
that was the instigator that led you towards finding me and doing something about it.
Without a doubt. And it was just the amount of money I was spending.
How much were you spending on a typical week in your height?
£1,000,
£1,000 a week.
£1,000 a week,
Yeah,
easily.
yeah.
Easily.
And here's
Total shit. It wasn't even good coke. Like, it wasn't even good bag, sorry. it wasn't even good bag.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
total crap.
That's what happens, right?
Yeah, it didn't matter what it was.
And if I'd have said to you, like when you first started using, listen, Nathan, if you carry on, you're going to end up using every day and spending £1,000 a week. What would you have thought?
I would have laughed at you. I would have laughed at you. But the next thing you know, you're there.
Because you thought, listen, I go to the gym, I train, I fight, I do all these things. I'm in control of my mind,
Yeah.
right? I'm a strong-willed person.
Yeah.
I'm not some little pussy.
Oh yeah. At the start, I started doing K1, going to a local gym and that, and it took over my life. And that was when I was just doing one bag on a Friday or a Saturday night.
Yeah.
And like, I had 3 fights. I got up to like 28th in the country, and I don't know. All I'd think about was I'd have to go 6 weeks before a fight. That would kill me. And the first thing I'm doing, I'm stepping out of the ring and I'm in the toilet doing a bag.
Yeah, I
And
hear
that's
that a
how it
lot.
got, and-
I got a lot of fighters, boxers, K1.
And in the end,
exactly tell
but
me that.
the problem was if I was to go on holiday, say Thailand or something, because my dad lives out there. Do you know what? I'll go away 2 weeks. I wouldn't even think about it. But
That-
a couple of times ago, I'm in Thailand messaging someone, meet me at the airport with it.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? When people talk about the physiological side of it, you know, the physical side of it, I say the physical side of the addiction is fuck all. There's nothing, right? It's that small. It's the psychological.
Oh, without a doubt.
Because the moment you're in Thailand, the moment you're away for 2 weeks, right, and you don't feel like getting it because it's not in your mind,
No.
you're on that plane and you're landing, you're making sure, the baggage reclaim, that you're getting it like within 20 minutes, 30
Yeah.
minutes. You want it, right?
Yeah,
it's all that's in your head.
Without a doubt. It was when I was using and I was doing a lot of it. Halfway through, say, a mad sesh, I'll be like, I hate this stuff. I hate this stuff. But it wouldn't stop me buying another 10 bags.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It messes with your brain.
Yeah.
And in the end, it was making me paranoid and everything, mate. And I mean in a big way.
Yeah, tell me about your paranoia.
Just, it's hard to explain paranoia about what. I just didn't feel right in the head
Did you think there were people coming for you?
all the time.
Right.
I wasn't really a curtain twitcher.
Right.
But it just got really bad in the end. I would be like any noise and that, and I'd want to be sat at the back of the house where it was the quietest. Couldn't be sat near a front door, couldn't be near a window. So I suppose I was a bit of a curtain twitcher
Without touching the curtain.
without touching the curtains.
And was it because of that paranoia that you didn't want to use in public, that you didn't want to use around people?
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. When I used to use in public, that was it, as the paranoia used
Yeah.
to kick in. But I never used to be like that. At the start, it was great.
Of course.
Do you know what I mean? Oh, this is brilliant, blah, blah, blah. But then that's like if you go to a club and stuff like that and you got your mates, but then after a while you start using it and you're like, I'm just paranoid, fuck it.
Yeah.
But I'd rather go and sit in my room by myself and be even more paranoid.
Yeah, that's right.
But
But
go and
between
do
the
it.
paranoia, you're racking up another one.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, I call this I've said this a number of times. The tribe system. So what happens is you start using socially with other people. That's your tribe. You then go into an environment we use with other people. That's your tribe. Until eventually you don't even feel comfortable in your tribe, and you want to use on your own.
No.
That's what happens.
It's like one of the videos I saw of you where you say at the start, you're like, why are you taking a packet home?
Yeah,
And that's how it was.
Yeah.
But the problem because of the people, some of the people used to get it off, it turned into a 24-hour thing where you could get it all the time.
those Albanians.
That's the worst thing for me. I couldn't stop.
Yeah,
So I only stopped when I run out of money. If I had £1,000 in my bank and I could get to it and it's getting delivered 24, I'm going until it's there's no money left.
delivered faster than a pizza.
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much.
It's so accessible in the United Kingdom, right?
Oh, it's unreal. It's unreal now. And that's the problem with it.
And when it got you to the darkest place, did that make you stop at that darkest place, or have you had a number of dark places before you got to the point where you decided to stop?
I've spent the last 10 years in dark places, mate.
Right.
Just, I suppose it was a woman what really done it for me, but it was, do you know what I mean? I couldn't breathe. I'm like fucking trying to get my air back all the time, and then I'm reaching all the time and started feeling like I got a lump coming up in the back of my throat all the time, and it was just my paranoia.
Yeah.
So towards the end, I was going to the doctors going, I've got a lump here, They're like, it's your gland. Do you know what I mean? And shit like, no, it ain't. I want a full blood test. I need an MOT done, liver, kidneys, blah, blah, blah. They're like, you had one done a week ago. And that's how I got so paranoid about my health.
Yeah.
And then just all these things come into your head, doesn't it? And it's just a vicious circle.
If you were to put a number on how many times in the early hours you thought, I'm not doing that ever again. How many times did you have that
Every time
thought?
I got on the sesh.
Every time?
Every single time.
So-
Every single time I turn around and say, why the fuck did I do
What
that?
was it that got you back to using the next day or the day after?
I'd feel like crap.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I started feeling good again, I'd go again. The
Ah.
whole time I felt like shit. I was telling myself I didn't want it.
Yep. The moment you get through that pain, right, you start to feel normal again.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to sell it. I feel good. I'm all right now. I'm going to go and get it.
Yeah. Oh,
And then you're back
doubt.
in a cycle.
Without a doubt.
Hamster on the wheel.
Yeah, without a doubt. And that's all it is.
Okay. And what difference have you seen in your life now that you haven't been using for such a long period of time?
Just my whole mindset, my whole life, everything has changed. I wanted to get back into work. I was a workaholic before. Do you know what I mean? I was like Alan Sugar, but without the sugar. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to really be someone. And I just had ambition all the time. And it all went.
Robbed you of your ambition.
I just didn't give a shit about nothing. I didn't care about nothing. And I've got it all back now. I'm kickboxing again. I'm going to the gym. I'm training. I'm just back to how I was before.
Back in a routine.
Just back to normal.
Yeah, yeah. It's an interesting thing because you said to me, I was a workaholic before. And I have this very common thread with many, many people that I see, that they are people who have very much an addictive personality, perhaps, an all or nothing personality, where when they do something, they do it to an extreme, right? So when you're back in the gym, you're doing that to an extreme. When you're training, when you're eating, you're doing that to an extreme. And therefore, when you used to an extreme, right?
Oh yeah, massively.
You're all or nothing.
All or nothing, massively.
And how did it affect people? And I know your partner.
Yeah.
But what about other people around you? How did it affect other people around you?
Oh, it totally screwed everything up. Never turning up to things like, oh right, I'll arrange to do things with people, and then I'll just have one bag, I'll be all right. And then you're ringing them up the next day. The amount of times I stitched my mum up and people like that. Do you know what I mean? People that cared about me in my life.
Yeah.
And just let everyone down.
Yeah.
Let everyone down. Do you know what I mean? It's weird. It's weird. Once you get on it, you can't stop taking it.
Yeah.
And you just you let everyone down in the end, don't you?
Yeah.
You let yourself down, and you just get so down. It's just crap. You just fuck everyone's life up around you.
Yeah.
But you don't realise you're doing it.
I think it's that deceit. You know, you're deceiving yourself. Therefore, you're deceiving other people to go and use.
Yeah.
And that's where your life spirals down to.
Yeah, it does.
And what are those relationships like now that you're clean?
Oh, a lot better. A lot better. A lot better. It's just I've always been close to my family and that, but
Right.
it's just a lot nicer knowing that I'm sat there And like you're going for like dinner with your family,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I ain't hungry.
Pushing your food around
Because I'm gurning my face off. They're
Yeah.
like, you're never hungry no more, Nathan, are you? Yeah, oh no, I've lost my appetite. No, it's because I'm always on that shit.
Yeah.
And now I can go, oh, you got your appetite back, Nathan, didn't you? Yeah, it's funny that, Mum.
Yeah.
But in the end, I told them all. They all know. They all know the crack with me, and they all know the story.
At what point did you find that you wanted to tell them?
I don't really know. I think I got grassed up.
Did you? Is that what
Yeah, I
happened?
think it was my ex-wife or someone
Right.
told them, yeah.
So you didn't turn around and tell them? You didn't feel you could tell them?
No, I was a coward when it comes to anything like that.
Right.
Yeah. When it comes to
Was that a shame? Do you think you were
a
ashamed?
shame, yeah.
Yeah.
You just don't want that, do you? None of the rest of my family are like that.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Do you think it was escaping from normal life? From was there a boredom factor?
Yeah, I think it's weird. Since I had my addiction, I swear it's given me something like ADHD or something. I cannot sit still. My attention span, I can't even get through a film. That's how, and it's all from doing that. I know it is. I am on the go, move. I can't sit around. I get bored easy, and that was the main thing with it. Was boredom.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. Like I said, when I was working, say I'd start at 5 in the morning, get home at 6. I'd go to the gym. I'd eat my dinner. I'm asleep on the sofa.
Yeah.
5 minutes later, 8 o'clock every night, and that's when I could sort of control it. And if I worked weekends, I wouldn't touch it.
Yeah.
But it was boredom with me, mainly. And that was it. What else is there to do except for get on the bag?
And that's an interesting thing because the boredom is a big one for people, right?
Yeah.
And the problem is the longer you do it, the longer you use and the more frequently you use, the more you're just used to doing that thing. So when you stop, it's like, what the fuck do I do with my time? What do I do?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. I'll pick one up because that's all you've known to do.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know, that's how it's affected you.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Okay. And if someone was listening, because I'm hoping thousands of people are going to listen, millions in fact,
Yeah.
right? What words of encouragement would you give to somebody listening who has an addiction?
Well, I'll tell you what, I never ever thought I would ever come off of drugs. Like I said, I went to CA and I'd done a lot of things and I tried a lot of things. And I said to my girlfriend, I said to her, if this doesn't work with when I come and saw you, I said, that's it, I'm fucked. I've just got to face it. I'm do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm a bag man.
Yeah.
And thank God, when I come and saw you, it changed it for me. But like you said to me when I got there, look, you've got to want this as well. I can't wave a magic wand. It's like when you said to me, stop drinking. Like when I went to CA, they were like, you got to stop drinking. I'm like, what the fuck? How can I stop drinking? Do you know what I mean? But I'll tell you what, you just quit drinking. That is the best thing to start off with. And you've just got to want it. And I'm telling you, I've been low, I've been down. And I'll tell you what, I've never thought I'd be better. And look at me now. So you can definitely do it.
Proof is in the pudding.
Proof is in the pudding. But you've just got to want to do it.
Yeah, you're right. You know, you're quite right what I say. You know, when people come and see me, I say, listen, you have to want to do this.
Yeah.
I am not here to wave a magic wand over you. Yes, I can help you get from where you are to where you want to be.
Yeah.
I'm like a driving instructor.
Yeah.
But you're driving that vehicle, right? You're the one putting your foot on the clutch, the accelerator. You're changing gear. I'm not doing that for you. I'm showing you how to do it.
Yeah,
but
without
ultimately,
doubt.
you're doing it, right? So life's good with the girlfriend.
Yeah, it was amazing. She's the best thing that ever happened to me.
And you're out tonight in London.
We are out tonight in London. I'll be busting my best moves on the dance floor and in the bedroom.
Clean and sober.
Yeah.
And you know, when you look back on your life, it's like you never thought you'd get to where you got to when you first started, as we said. You know, nobody ever thinks, oh, I'm getting up with addiction. I'm getting up using every day. You know, I hear this all the time. I know I'm repeating myself, but people go, well, I'm not like that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
No.
Did you ever think you'd do that?
No, I will say one thing that's come into my head is that when I used to go to CA, I'd sit there and I'd be like, oh, fucking hell, I feel great. Bang, hour later, I'd be on the bag.
Yeah.
But like when I come and saw you, it was a bit, at the start, I'm like, what the fuck? But I'll tell you what, when I come out of there, I didn't fucking go and get on the bag. So it must be doing something.
It's funny. It's funny. I had the client the other day and he was talking about CA. And listen, if something works for some person, that's fine.
Yeah,
but if something doesn't work for some, so I'm not running anything down.
No.
But he said something to me that was really funny. He said, whenever I go to CA, I always come out with a whole load of new numbers of contacts I can phone.
Yeah.
What was
Oh,
that?
yeah. I've got loads of them. I've got loads of them. I've got a name and then CA written after it, but I've got about 1,000. Yeah.
All your new
But
dealers.
like I said, their heart is in the right place and that.
Of
and
course.
if it works for you, it works for you.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
it worked for a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
But that is a total fucking change of your whole life.
Yeah.
if that down that route.
The problem is if you're not into that spiritual, giving yourself to a higher power, then that doesn't fit with you. It doesn't feel comfortable.
No.
And that's the problem
I
for a
tried
lot of
everything.
people.
Church, everything. You name it, I've done it.
Church?
Yeah. I even go now. I'm not religious. But I'll tell you what, when I go there and I sit there, it's a peaceful thing in the back of my head and it just makes you think about life.
Yeah, why
It's
not?
a bit of stuff into perspective, do you know what I mean?
Bit of value to your
I
life.
ain't no religious nutcase or nothing, but if it works, if it wants to make me that way, I'm all open.
Pastor Nathan.
Well, that's it.
Okay, so was there anything else you wanted to add? Was there anything else you wanted to say?
No, just, do you know what I mean? You can change your life, but
You're living proof, right?
Yeah,
If
you've
you
got
want to
one.
do it and you take a commitment and you find the right route for you, you can get from where you are to where you want to be,
course
right?
you can.
Just the same way as you never thought you would get from where you were to where you ended up, you can get from where you ended up to where you want to be.
definitely. I've done 20 years on the stuff and I never thought I'd get off it.
20 years.
20 years, but now you can.
20 years.
20 years.
How much money do you think you spent over 20 years?
Fucking a lot.
Can you put a number to it?
I want it back.
Put a number to
It's
it,
got to be, well, if you just, 52, to say 25 grand a year.
right?
Say
25 grand a year?
Over 10 years, it's 200. It's got to be it's got to be 400 grand, isn't it?
£400,000.
It's got to be.
So here's the question, right? To all you listening, here's £400,000 or here's the packet. Which are you going to choose? I know which I'm going to choose.
No-brainer, isn't it?
The 400 grand.
Yeah.
Listen, Nathan, thank you
Yeah,
for coming.
nice one.
Really
Good to see you
appreciate your
again,
time.
Elliott. And you,
Take
mate.
care. All the
Yeah,
best.
and you.
All right.
I'd rather sit and sniff drugs on my ones by myself. I ain't bitter for once. I feel at home in this realm. Don't get it twisted though. I was raised to behave well. Still the only thing of late that I've been raising is hell. It's pretty lonely